Okay, guys. I don't even know. This is not how I plan to start this video. I didn't even plan to do a video today. So today I got up and my heart was just so heavy, and it's been heavy all week. What are you doing, Mary? Okay. So, oh my God. So today is just one of those days that I just really want to be very transparent. I didn't plan to record today. I literally made up my mind that today I wasn't going to record. I was just going to take another mental health day, which is what I took yesterday, which is so important during this time. Just, y'all, take some breaks for you. Turn the news off because it is so overwhelming. It is so overwhelming, so hurtful, and so gut-wrenching and traumatizing. And I had determined in my mind I wasn't going to come on camera because it's funny. I actually said to a subscriber, I posted a picture on Monday in my community board, and the caption read, what was it? It said, "Beyond logic, beyond reason, we still hope." Something along the lines of that. I'll put the caption on the screen so you all can see it in the photo. And the subscriber responded. Let me just read her response because I want to make sure I get it right. Today is a rough day, guys. It said, "Against all odds," this was my caption, "Against all odds, against all logic, we still hope." And I pride myself on being a very positive individual, someone who really tries to push through and stay lifted and remain hopeful and just in a good spirit no matter what's going on around me. And I often do that by guarding my heart a great deal. So I try not to watch the news as much. Like, that is something I really, really try not to do. But over the course of the last few days, it's been so hard not to. With everything that I'm seeing, it just breaks my heart more and more. And I'm going to try my best today to just turn it all off. Just not to watch anything from the media because it's messing me up. It's really messing me up. And so just getting back to what the subscriber said. She said, "I can't believe you can smile like this and millions of people are hurting. I haven't tapped into that yet. God is still working on me because I care too much about people and I can't stop the tears from rolling down my face because my hometown is destroyed and people are dying and taking advantage of a bad situation." And so my response back to her was pretty much to let her know that my smiling is just to really, it's not because I think that anything is funny. It's not because I think that there's a reason to smile, but I've always been that person that just tries to power through and to find strength because I know God. But in this, it's okay what I've learned and what I woke up with this morning. Although I felt so weak and just like, God, I don't know what to say. And I've been trying to force myself up and gain the courage to record, to just say something. But I couldn't find the words at all. And that's often the best position to be in when you don't have the words. And so that's what this is today. Just getting on camera, letting you all know I don't know what to say. And letting you guys know it's okay in this situation to not have the words, to not be in a place of being strong all the time, to be in a position where you're angry. And that's okay. It's perfectly fine to be angry, but it is important to be angry and sin not. So I'm just in this like weird place of being frustrated and being hurt because that's one of my brothers and sisters who has gotten hurt over these past few months and these past few years, and just everything that we've dealt with. People that are my skin color that I've dealt with, and just going through, although it's not me, it feels like it's me every time it happens. Y'all, it could be me. It could be you. And for those who, I said to the individual, the subscriber who asked, well, how can you smile in the midst of this? I said, you know what? We don't need another sad person on the internet. For me, and the mindset that I was in and that I'm often in is, you have the ability to set the stage or to set the temperature for how others around you respond and how they feel. You can set the temperature whether the room becomes a room filled with anger, whether the room becomes a room filled with anguish and despair, and maybe even defeat and depression. You have the ability to change the temperature. And so I like to be someone who's able to influence a room with my smile, with my positivity, with the hope that I bring. But in this instance, the influence can still be there. And it's okay if there's another sad person on the internet, because I think that there's this notion of those who believe that this only happens to a certain type of people. If you're my skin color, that if you're somebody who is maybe has a bit more status, or maybe you have a bit more money, or maybe if you're a Christian, that these things don't come near you. But sometimes they do. It's not that, somebody who lives in a certain area, that it only happens to them because of the block they live on. It's important that those who don't look like me understand that this is just not a certain issue for a certain demographic, but it's an issue for our whole entire race. All of us are dealing with this. All of us are experiencing this. Who's to say if I were to go out in a certain area where I'm perceived as someone who doesn't belong, who's to say what would happen to me? It doesn't matter about your educational background. It doesn't matter the position that you're in at work. It doesn't matter. It's all about this right here. And it shouldn't be. And so it's necessary being completely transparent for someone like me to say to those who don't look like me, I'm hurting too. I'm sad too. This is something that affects not just a certain type of people. It affects all of us. And if we're someone who is a Christian, or maybe you aren't a Christian, but you have some type of morals, you can see beyond it just being a color thing, but being a human thing. We should consider each other brothers and sisters. And there's scripture that says in Romans 12, I believe, it says, rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. And we should all be sad right now. We should all be mourning. We should all be in a position where we're uncertain and we're questioning all of this. And I feel like a large part of what's occurring is so that we can take a step back and really question and challenge ourselves to figure out how we can make the condition of our world better. And let me just tell you guys, it's not something like, it's not necessary for everyone to be on the front line. That's not necessary. It's not your calling necessarily to be on the front line. Don't feel pressured to have to be the person that's on a platform that speaks out and that fights for justice that doesn't have to be your position. Play your role, play your position, whatever God has called you to do in this. And that's why it's important that we are all seeking God in this, so that we know what our position is. There are going to be some people who are going to feel compelled to protest, to be out on the streets, to be on the front line, to be the person that's verbalizing what it is that our nation needs to hear. And that's what they're gifted to do. Your position might just be staying at home and signing some petitions and educating yourself on how you can make this situation better and how you can make our world better. Your position might just be to show compassion for those who are hurting. Your position, while you have a lot of money, could be to bail people out who are now being arrested just because they're standing up for what they believe in. That might be your position. So I'm just here to be transparent and just to let you all know that, y'all, this has affected me so much more than I could ever have imagined. But know that I'm with you guys. I get it. I'm Black. I'm a Black African-American woman, and I am unapologetic about that. Unapologetic. We should not have to be made to feel like we're less than because we aren't. We shouldn't be made to feel like we're not worthy to walk in any neighborhood. We should not be made to feel like we can't even be asleep in our own homes without being uncertain as to whether someone who's supposed to protect us is going to take our life. We shouldn't be made to feel like if we make a mistake, that it's worth what occurred this weekend. We should not be made to feel that way. We should all be equal. And there needs to be some accountability. There needs to be change. It needs to happen. It's so unfortunate that it has to come down to everything that's happening now. And that it can't even be done in a peaceful manner. And for those who are saying, and it breaks my heart to hear that, I still don't believe that it'll change. Y'all, I still believe that it will. Because with man, some things are possible. But with God, all things are possible. It's still possible. And it's truly going to take God to change the hearts of men. And I know He can do it. I know He can. But it's important during this time that we are praying, that we are reading our word, that we are staying lifted and staying around individuals who are keeping us lifted, that we just feed ourselves with things that are going to still keep us motivated. Because after all of this, we still have to go on. You know, we can't stay in this state of crying and being frustrated. I don't even know what I look like on this video. I don't care. But y'all, I just want you all to know that there's still hope. It's okay to cry. Sometimes it's necessary to cry. I'm not sure what else to say, but I just wanted to come on and be transparent for a moment. We often show our highlight reel of everything good that's going on and just when we're in a state of happiness, but sometimes it's important to show when you're frustrated, when you're disappointed, when you're weak. That's when God is made strong. So before I leave this video, I do want to share that I will be putting some links of things that we can do now, some actions that we can take, some things that I've been doing and that I challenge you guys to do as well. Some links to petitions that you can sign for individuals who've been directly affected by all of this. Some areas where you can donate, places that you can text and get more insight, articles that you can read on how you can take action, whether it be that you're out and you're protesting, whether it be that you're voting. I believe June 2nd, yesterday was, is it the 3rd? I don't even know what day to show. June 2nd was voting day, but there are other voting days that are coming up in June. I also put the link to a very powerful message that I saw by Pastor Stephen Furtick and Pastor John Gray. It was a very awesome, constructive conversation that they had about this whole topic and just dissecting what it looks like and the role of the church and just the body as a whole, no matter what your color is. So I'll link that as well as a conversation that my church had in challenging those in your work setting and maybe those in your friend circle who aren't the same color as you, just ways to kind of bring up a dialogue in the right manner. It was such an awesome discussion, and it was so relevant to what we're currently dealing with and just the conversations that we should be having and the manner in which that they should be done. So I will link that as well. I also have this song that I have been playing over and over and over again. It's by Kirk and it's called My World Needs You. Y'all listen to that song. It has been blessing my entire world. So yeah, I'll link that as well. But I hope that you guys are doing well, that you're staying safe, that you're staying lifted. I love you guys. I really, really do. And my heart truly goes out to those who've been directly affected. But let's just start a conversation. Let me know how you guys are doing. Just share insight on where you all are. What headspace are you in? But please, please, please try to find hope. Try to find some glimmer of joy in this. But yeah, guys, I hope that something from this video was helpful. I don't even know if any of it was, but I felt compelled to come on camera today, and I hope that you all enjoyed some part of this video. Like this video, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. I really, really do. And I'll see you all in my next video. Stay safe. Bye, guys.